All right, picture this. You're starving. Your only food source is this disgusting black protein bar that jiggles like rotten jello. And you just found out it's made from ground-up cockroaches. Would you start a revolution? Because that's exactly what Curtis is about to do on the Snowpiercer. Welcome to Hell on Rails. So here's a setup. Back in 2014, humanity screwed up the planet so badly that scientists decided to spray the atmosphere with artificial coolant. Genius move, right? Except they overcorrected and accidentally triggered a new ice age. Oops. The entire planet is now a frozen wasteland where stepping outside for 5 seconds turns you into a human popsicle. But this billionaire genius named Wilfred built a train powered by a perpetual motion engine, which basically means it never stops, and if it does, everyone dies. The survivors now live on this train that circles the globe continuously. Sounds cozy until you realize the train is basically a moving dictatorship. The rich people party at the front, and the poor, they're shoved into the filthy tail section like cattle. Grim. 17 years into this frozen nightmare, we meet Curtis. The guards roll in with food distribution, and everyone has to sit down like obedient dogs to receive their disgusting protein blocks. Angry. Then a guard asks if anyone can play violin. This elderly couple volunteers, Gerald and his wife, who used to be in the Boston Symphony Orchestra. The guard only needs one musician, but Gerald refuses to leave without his wife. So what does the guard do? He brutally beats the woman and smashes her hand before dragging Gerald away. Disgusted. Welcome to life in the tail section. Hidden message. Curtis trades protein blocks with a woman named Tanya and her son Timmy. When he cuts his new block open, there's a hidden capsule inside with a message, Nam. He takes it to Gilliam, this wise old one-armed man who's basically the tail section's leader. Nam is apparently security expert locked up in the prison section who can help them break through the locked doors. They're stealing the children. Tense. That night while everyone's sleeping, guards storm in with Mason, Wilfred's assistant. This woman looks like a nightmare librarian from the 1970s with these ridiculous giant glasses and fake teeth. She's measuring all the children with a tape. Tanya hides her son, but Mason finds him. Timmy tries to run. Sad, the guards beat Tanya unconscious and drag him away along with another kid named Andy. When Andrew's father, Andrew, throws a shoe at Mason in protest, the guards grab him too, shocked. And here's where this movie shows you it doesn't mess around. They strap his arm through a hole in the wall straight into the sub-zero air outside. Andrew screaming as his arm freezes solid. Disgusted. Then the guards pull his frozen arm back inside and smash it to pieces with a hammer. Yeah, this movie goes there. The revolution begins. Determined. For the next few days, the tail section secretly builds this massive battering ram. Curtis also gets his hands on some chronol, these flammable blocks that drug addicts use. Here's the genius part. During the last revolt, Mason called the guards' weapons useless guns. Curtis thinks they're out of bullets. Time to test that theory. When the guards show up, the tail section starts protesting. A guard grabs an old man and points his gun at him. Intense. Curtis steps up, puts the gun to his own head and dares the guard to shoot. The guard pulls the trigger. Click. Nothing happens. Excited, Edgar screams, "They have no bullets!" and absolute chaos erupts. The tail section charges forward with their battering ram, smashing through doors. Without guns, the guards get demolished. They reach the prison car and release Nam from his cell. This guy looks completely out of it because he's a drug addict. Curtis offers him chronol if he helps them get through the locked doors. Surprised, Nam lights up a cigarette while thinking it over. Everyone's shocked because cigarettes haven't existed for over a decade. Where'd he get that? Nam opens another cell and out comes his daughter Yona, who's also an addict. He agrees to help if both get paid in chronol for every door. Deal. The disgusting truth. Curious, Nam opens the next door into an empty car, and for the first time in 17 years, the tail section sees sunlight. The entire world outside is frozen solid, cities buried in snow and ice. They move to the next door and find Paul. He used to be part of the tail section, but now he's jumping around like a complete maniac, babbling nonsense. He was taken here alone to make the protein blocks, and it drove him insane. Disgusted, Curtis opens one of the machines to see what's inside. Cockroaches, thousands of them. The protein blocks are made from ground-up cockroaches. Laughing nervously, everyone who's been eating them for 17 years suddenly looks like they're about to vomit. Curtis finds another message that says water. If they control the water supply, they control the negotiation. The Axe Massacre. Tense. The next door opens to reveal a car packed with masked soldiers armed with axes. As a threat, one of them holds up a fish and guts it right in front of them. Excited, the rebels charge forward anyway. What follows is absolute brutality. Both sides are hagging at each other with axes, blood everywhere, people dying left and right. Curtis and Edgar fight through the crowd when suddenly the guards yell they're about to cross a bridge. Everyone starts counting down. Amused/shocked. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! They're literally in the middle of a bloodbath, and they pause the war to celebrate New Year's. It's the most polite murder scene ever. The train crosses, and massive ice chunks slam into it, shaking everything. Once they cross, the fighting resumes. The dark tunnel. Serious. Mason and her bodyguards enter the car. She announces that 74% of the rebels are going to be executed. Curtis throws an axe at her face, but it gets blocked. Mason pulls out binoculars, and her guards put on night vision masks. Worried, Yonah realizes what's happening. There's a tunnel coming. The train plunges into complete darkness. The guards can still see, but the rebels are blind. Grim, it becomes a massacre. Mason watches people getting slaughtered like it's entertainment. Triumphant, but Curtis remembers something. He yells for Chan to light the fire. Chan uses stolen matches to ignite a torch. With the light, the rebels turn the tide. Gray grabs Mason and threatens her. Curtis sees his chance and runs towards her, but young Franco has Edgar at knife point. Curtis freezes. He has to choose, save his best friend or capture Mason and continue the revolution. Sadly, he chooses the revolution. He grabs Mason while Franco gills Edgar right in front of him. Curtis just lost his best friend. The second Curtis has Mason, she orders everyone to stop. Yonah comes out and kills young Franco.
The rebels captured old Franco and moved to the next car. They torture Mason for information, but she only knows Wilfred has the children. Curtis threatens to shut off the water supply. Mason just laughs. She explains the water comes from the front of the train, breaking through snow and ice. There is no supply to control. Mason convinces them to keep her alive as a hostage. That night, Curtis and Gilliam discuss the plan. Too many people have died. Curtis volunteers to keep going with a small team, while Gilliam stays back. The next morning, Curtis's group enters a greenhouse where fresh fruits and vegetables grow for the upper class. Nam gives Yonah some dirt because she's never touched soil before. The next car is a giant aquarium. Mason offers them sushi, explaining fish is only eaten twice a year to maintain balance. Curtis forces Mason to eat a protein block instead, and she looks like she's about to puke. They find a classroom full of happy children. Tanya and Andrew show drawings of their kids, but they were taken further in. The teacher plays propaganda videos, teaching the kids that Wilfred is their savior. A cart arrives with warm eggs. Everyone grabs eggs to eat. Curtis finds another message. Blood. The cart guy and the teacher pull guns out of the egg piles and start shooting. Everyone ducks. The teacher kills Andrew before Gray kills her. Mason tries to shoot Curtis, but he kicks the gun away as a video appears on the TV. The cart guy has killed the rebels in the tail section. Old Franco steps into frame and shoots Gilliam in the head. Curtis watches his mentor die on screen. Furious, he turns and kills Mason. The group keeps moving through luxury cars, doctors, tailors, salons. These rich people are living like nothing's wrong while the poor starve. Franco starts shooting from an adjacent car. They exchange fire until both run out of bullets. They keep moving through a spa and into a sauna where Franco catches up. Gray and Franco fight. Curtis comes out to shoot but can't without hitting Gray. Franco shoots Curtis's arm. Tanya. Then Curtis and Franco fight hand to hand until Franco knocks Curtis unconscious. Gray tries to stop Franco but gets stabbed through the chest. He's dead. Franco fights Nam when Yonah appears with a knife. She's about to kill Franco, but Nam won't let his daughter become a killer. Curtis wakes up, grabs the knife, and stabs Franco. Curtis rushes to Tanya, who asks to see Timmy's drawing one last time before she dies in his arms. The group moves through a massive party car, drugs, alcohol, total chaos. Then through a car filled with drug addicts. They cross another bridge and reach Wilfred's vault door. Yonah passes out drunk. Curtis tells Nam to open the door, but Nam asks for more chrono. Curtis loses his mind and starts pounding on the door. Nam calms him down and gives him the last cigarette on Earth. While Curtis smokes, he tells his darkest secret. During the first days on the train, there was no food. People started eating the weak, the dead, and the babies. Curtis killed a mother and almost killed baby Edgar too, but Gilliam offered his own arm to be eaten instead. Soon everyone started cutting off their limbs. Curtis has a scar because he tried, but couldn't. A few days later, the guards brought protein blocks. Nam shares his secret. He's made a bomb from chrono to blow the outside door open. He thinks the ice is melting out there now and they could survive. Suddenly, the vault opens. Claude shoots Nam and takes his bomb before telling Curtis that Wilfred wants to see him. Curtis enters and finally meets Wilfred. Wilfred explains he's the first person to walk the entire train because Wilfred's never been to the back. Then Wilfred drops the bomb. He and Gilliam designed the revolts together. Every few years, they stage a fake revolution to reduce the population. Curtis was supposed to lose earlier, but since he didn't, Wilfred calls someone and orders them to kill everyone in the tail section except 18 people. Curtis hears screams and gunshots over the phone. Gilliam betrayed them all. Outside, Yonah and Nam wake up. Franco, somehow, still alive, is coming for them. Nam blocks him and tells Yonah to open the door. Wilfred brings Curtis into the engine room. Overwhelmed by the silence, Curtis drops to his knees and cries. Wilfred reveals he wants Curtis to replace him. Yona opens the door and kills Claude, stealing her gun and shooting at Franco. Yona runs inside and holds out her hand for matches, but Curtis hesitates under Wilfred's manipulation. Desperate, Yona lifts up a floor tile. Underneath is Timmy, the missing child, working as a replacement part for the engine. Wilfred calmly explains they use small children as mechanical parts now. Curtis snaps. He beats Wilfred, then reaches into the machinery, breaking his own arm to stop the gears so Timmy can escape. He gives Yona the matches. Everything happens at once. Nam kills Franco, Yona lights the bomb, Curtis keeps the gear stopped. The bomb explodes, blowing the door open, but it triggers a massive avalanche. The train derails. Cars fall one by one. The front car jams into the snow. The train finally stops. Timmy and Yona wake up, surrounded by fire and bodies. Everyone else is dead. Wearing stolen furs, they step outside into the frozen world. In the distance, they see a polar bear walking across the ice.